Hello, 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 it's James here. Today I am going to be building Create React Site. So this is a little tool that I'm working on that's basically an extension to Create React App. The only main difference, well there's three differences. One is that Create React Site has MDX, so it supports MDX, which is, I've already been working on that today. I've just published React Scripts MDX, which is a little, whoops, wrong window. It's a little extension to React Scripts, which adds MDX support. So this is already done. It's out there. You can use it right now. I don't think anyone has, because other than myself, because I only published it a couple of hours ago. But that's ready. So there's another two things though that Create React Site does. One is it includes a router called Navi. And the last thing is it supports static rendering, also with Navi. And so there's two parts to this, to making these last two things work. One is that I need to add some extra templates. So I need to change the default files that Create React App generates and use my own files, which include some example pages and in routing setup. And the other thing I have to do is I have to just actually create the Create React Site script, which is just a few small changes to Create React App's original script. I've already copied it into my directory here. So yeah, I'm just going to get started. I don't know how much I'm going to be talking. I just think there's going to be a little bit more umming and ahhing and what the fucking, but never mind. So here we go. So I've already put my little readme in here. I think I've already changed package.json earlier on today. Create React websites as opposed to apps. I've already published the 0.0.0-0, and I have to update that. So the first one is going to be 0.1.0. License, well, it's basically exactly the same as the original React one. So I'm just going to leave it as copyright Facebook. Index.js I don't think changes at all. Oh no, it does, because I've got to do Create React Site. And then let's change this to Create React Site. Requires Node 8 or higher. So thanks Facebook, and in particular I think it's Tim. I'm gonna whoops. So there's a few people who've built this and made it really easy to work with. So I don't know where's the list of major contributors. I don't use this enough. Yeah, so Dan Abramov and Joe Haddad. Timer. So these two guys are behind a lot of Create React Apps. So I want to say thanks for building such an awesome tool. And now I'm going to modify it a little bit. So here we go. This is the main file, Create React App, which I'm going to rename to Create React Site. Still going to leave their copyright notice in. And okay, so we start with, we have just the options. So we're using Commander, which is an NPM package for building command line tools. So I've used it a few times before. It's pretty easy to figure out. I don't think there's anything in here I have to change. I am going to change this because I don't want them getting weird issues because because my fork doesn't work. So actually, let's just go through and find any occurrences of Create React App. And this needs to be React. So actually, I'll do Create React Site. That one can stay, that one can stay. I'm just going to leave all those. Okay, so the other thing we need to modify is instead of using React scripts, we're going to use the React scripts MDX fork so that we've got MDX support. So fall back to the latest supported version. I'm not even going to support Node 4. And I'm not going to support this either. It can just crash if it doesn't work. I didn't even know what use PNP is. What is PNP? It's a yarn thing. Well, I guess I'll leave that one in. So if use yarn and because if anyone is starting a new site with Create React site now and they're using Node 4 or any of these old things, and it just doesn't, it's not worth worrying about. Okay. So this is the function that does all the heavy lifting. We're passing in use TypeScript, use PNP, use yarn, template. So here's another thing. The tests for Create React App, I think, pass in a custom template, but for the moment, I'm not going to use Create React App's tests because they're not just for this single package; they're for the entire repository, and I think it would be hard to make them work just for if I'm just changing this one package. So I'm just not even going to pass in a template, I think. So let's see where this comes from. Let's see what hidden program is. Option, internal testing template. You know what, I'll just leave it there. It's not going to be a problem. But one of the things I need to do is I need to use a different template to the default. And the thing is that the default template is usually actually defined within within React scripts, which is a separate package. So I'm going to have to pass it in somewhere, but maybe just not here. Anyway, I'll see. So we're going to run. Now one of the things we need to, so one of the things is instead of using React scripts, we need to use React scripts MDX. And so this version is, from what I saw earlier, this version variable is the third thing to run is where that is decided. Which is this program scripts version. Okay, so one of the things with Create React App is you can actually, when you call it, you can do this scripts version. And you can say React scripts at something, I don't know, 2.1.2, or you can do React scripts MDX. So this is how React scripts MDX works if you're not using it with Create React site. But it looks like that is going to be null if you haven't passed that in at this point. So from memory, within here, this is what we want. So if you don't supply a package, then it'll use whatever this is. So let's change that from React scripts to React scripts MDX. Package to install. Okay, so I think this is all good. Let's just go back to where I was. Okay, so initially we want to install React DOM, and package to install, which is React scripts MDX. Now for the routing, we also want to install Navi, React Navi, and Navi scripts. So that's our 6 packages that we're going to have in the sort of freshly generated package. I think we can do TypeScript support. And this is where I'm going to add the template. Because I think the template is just passed through, right, so this is just passed through to React script. So what this is doing here is it's actually calling, well, React scripts MDX is what this is going to be. And React scripts MDX has this init script, which is responsible for actually creating everything. But it doesn't, I mean, React scripts MDX is just a fork of React script, so it doesn't create any special routing stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to modify the template here. And of course, it's still possible to pass through a custom template. So if there's no template, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the template in the NaviScript package, because this one here. So template, from memory, this is just a full path on the file system, so we can do this. Then probably like path.join. So require.resolve just returns the path name for this node module. And then within NaviScripts, I've got this this template directory, or template type script. So what I want to do is, and path.join just puts a slash between them, but it uses the right slash depending on whether you're using OS X or Windows. So in TypeScript case, we want to use template TypeScript, and otherwise we just want to use template. And there's actually something like this in React scripts itself, I think, from memory. I don't want to use let because that's not going to work. I want to actually override the original template. Installing packages, you can just leave the messages as they are. Installing React DOM. Yeah, let's update this message. I think the reason for this funny formatting is because of oh, yuck. Yeah, it's to do with using prettier, but I think this is actually kind of easier to read to just do this. Chalk is a library that lets you add colors to terminal, well, messages that are logged to your terminal. So React DOM, React Navi. This is going to be what? React scripts MDX, then Navi. Navi and Navi script. So we're going to tell the user everything we're installing. Install then actually does the installing. It calls yarn install. Check node versions. Okay, I don't know what these do. I mean, I think they're probably fairly self-explanatory. Then this is going to call React scripts MDX as init script, passing in the template. If version equals this React scripts, no, I'm not even going to worry about that. Boarding installation. Yeah, okay. This looks fine. This looks fine. We've already looked at that. Get temporary directories. Okay, so this is just all like helpers now. Check npm version. I'm not even using anymore, so I'm just going to get rid of it. Maybe I shouldn't get rid of it because it's going to make it harder to merge like changes to this in from the main React scripts package, but whatever. I'll get to that problem when I get to that problem. And dependencies. Check app name. What are dependencies? If dependencies dot app name, right. Okay, this looks fine. Then you know what? I think that's probably everything we need. Let's just, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try actually executing it and see how it goes. I'm sure it won't work. I mean, things never work on the first try, but... So, node create react site.js. Now I shouldn't need to pass in any arguments. It should just work. But what I will need to do, probably, is... Actually, no. I mean, this is a monorepo that I'm using. So usually if you add a new project to a monorepo, you need to, using learner, you need to call learner bootstrap first to create links in the parent directory. But Navi's scripts has already been linked in. This is the only new one, which VS Code is telling me because it's green and haven't added it to Git yet. And nothing else includes create react site, so I don't need to do that just yet. So I can just try calling it and see what happens. Node create react site.js. Then let's just call it, I don't know, Navi site. Haha, that didn't work, did it? Okay, so yeah, let's do the bootstrap. I forgot that it also installs dependencies. While that's happening, hi, there's one person watching. Hello. Let's take a look on Twitter. Whenever I like click on another window, my console disappears, which is really annoying. Okie. Oh, it's failed. Cannot find validate npm package name. It's possible that because I just copied this from another project from validate npm. Is it not in here? No, it's here. Validate npm package name. Where is this being called from create react site? Okay, I'm just gonna try killing node modules and reinstalling it, because sometimes that works. While I'm doing that, let's tell people on Twitter that I am about to try running this thing. There we go. So this takes a while to run, but I mean I'm lucky that I'm in Tokyo where there's like decent internet, because if I was in Australia where I grew up, this would take so long. I'd probably have to like go get dinner and come back and it still wouldn't be done. Okay, let's try this again. User yarn is not defined. That's because I made a typo. It's easy to fix. Should be use yarn. The directory navi site contain, well, okay, because it didn't clean up properly because I had an error. Let's try this again. Chalk, of course. I have messed this up. What a mess. I see what I've done. I have forgotten a plus sign. There we go. Oh, how is this gonna work? Is this gonna work? Is this gonna work? Bear in mind I haven't actually changed the template yet, so it's still just gonna create the standard create React app site if it works. But that's okay, because it should add Navi and React Navi and Navi scripts to package.json. It should do. Now that makes me think that there's one other. I'm gonna have to have a look at how I'm gonna have to have a look at how create React apps init script works. So let me open another window with that. This is my fork of create React app that just adds MDX support. So if I have a look in React scripts, like this is the official React scripts, then they've got an init script, and this is what's being called by create React app. Could not locate supplied template. Aha, because when I've done resolve, instead of resolving the package directory, it's resolved the main script for the package. So let's just fix that. Resolve, I think I did resolve Navi scripts. Yep, so I want to actually do resolve. So I probably just want to sort of invert this and put this inside here. So get the path and then inside of Navi scripts. I don't even need path.join if I'm doing this, because resolve is going to take care of it. Okay, let's try this now. Has that? Yeah, I'm going to have to remove that. Oh, that takes a while. Okay, so let's try generating it again now that I've just hopefully fixed that script. Nope. Cannot find module Navi scripts template. Okay, so I obviously don't know how required.resolve works. And it's because it's not a template. I mean, not a template, sorry, it's not a module. So if what I need to do is resolve something inside that. Now let's just have a look at what is inside that. Oh, there's a readme file. So this is a bit of a hack, but I'm gonna take a look. I'm gonna look for the readme file inside that directory, and then I'm just gonna use the dir name, the directory name. So this is a module, so it should be able to resolve it, I think. Then I can do path.dirname to get the actual directory name instead of the readme file. Maybe this will work. Okay, let's give this a shot. Okay, so one of the things that I need to do is I need to change the build script in package.json, because Navi's build script, it calls React scripts as build script, but it also calls its own build script afterwards. And I think this one is not going to have any scripts in it. So that makes me think that probably what is happening is React scripts as init function might be modifying the script somehow. Nope. But there's no package.json in the template. So how is it adding the scripts? Let's have a read through the init script and see if we can find out. So where does this thing start? Not down the bottom. I guess that this has been called own path. These are just paths, dependencies, use TypeScript, scripts. Oh, here we go. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, this is done. Okay, let's have a look at what's been generated. So Navi site, this is the thing we've generated. Inside it, we're calling React scripts instead of React scripts MDX. So, well, that's unfortunate. That means I've lied to everyone when I said you can just use React scripts instead of calling React scripts MDX. I'm going to need to change the documentation on React scripts MDX because it needs to be like this. But let's just manually. Oh no, never mind. I'll manually edit it for now. And see if it can start it. No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and start it now. This should fail. This should fail. Because I didn't install React scripts. I installed React scripts MDX. Where did it open my window? It opened it. Sorry, it opened it on another monitor. Here we go. Huh, that worked. I think I've made a mistake in telling you that it won't work, because what's probably happened is that the binary in React scripts MDX is actually called React scripts, the bin file. Like if I have a look in here and if I have a look in the package.json for here, so the package is called React scripts MDX, but the bin is still called React scripts. So this is actually the correct package. So there's nothing wrong with how this is set up. It does mean I need to update the documentation for this, which I'm just going to make a note to myself down here. Give me a moment. I'm just on a different screen telling myself to fix the documentation because I fucked it up. Okay, so I've made my note. Now, yeah, so this actually works. So at the moment, if you type create React site and start and then it'll create a template, and then if you type yarn start, you can actually import and use MDX, which is really cool. So I can add a like hello world. I am an .mdx file. So MDX is Markdown and JSX. So it just lets you mix, or it lets you import Markdown as a React component. And you can then import and export components inside that Markdown file and use them as just as JSX. I won't show you that right now, but yeah, so I am an MDX file. So this is actually pulled in from Markdown, which makes it's really good for creating websites because you don't have to type everything with like HTML. You can just type using this nice syntax. So that part's done. And if you look in package.json, we have all of the dependencies we need. So there's two things I have to do now. One is I need to add Navi scripts because that does the static build. I need to make it automatically generate this. I should also make it add Navi scripts includes a serve script, just so you don't have to like include your own. So I want to make it look like this at the end. And the other thing I want to do is I want to change the template so that it has a pages folder with an index.js where the routes are defined. So if you go to the Navi docs, it'll show you how to do this. So pages.js, I'm just going to copy and paste this in here and make sure it works. A router loader for React. Instead of putting test.md here, let's chuck this up here and call it about.md. And we'll just create two routes. We'll create a redirect to about, and then for about, the content can be pulled out of about.md. Okay, so that's the example routes which I'm going to put in my template. So there's another couple things I have to do. One is I need to update app.js, because app.js is a little bit different to React one. I do still want to include the oh yeah, because I whoops. So let's undo the changes from this, because we're making create React site, so I want to make it look like create React app. So I want to have the spinning React logo as well as a spinning Navi logo, because they both kind of match up. They have the same kind of symmetry in them. So I do want to have something like that, but then I also need to actually do the routing here. So if I put copy and paste the Navi basic code, which is here, so let's just do this one bit at a time. So I think what I can do is I can mostly just copy, but I need a header is what I need, and this can be the page content. So this should actually be I think within about.md. And so let's pop the logo in there in the actual page. That makes more sense. And we'll pop this in here. We'll call this React logo because I'm going to have to add Navi logo too. And then because it's JSX, oh wow, because it's MDX, you can just import React logo from React logo.svg, just like you could in a JavaScript file. In fact, I'm going to call this MDX. Oh wow, TypeScript, I mean VS Code has support for this now. I didn't know that. I've always just called them MD files. Been missing out. Okay. I'll have to fix these styles later as well, because these shouldn't be global styles. I should use CSS modules, I think, for the demo. But we don't need a p tag, because that works. We can do that with MDX, and the code can be done with MDX. And instead of saying edit source app.js, let's say edit source pages about/about.mdx. About.mdx. I'll put the dependencies for about in a directory, but I'll keep this up here. There's multiple ways to do it. It doesn't really matter which one you do. You can have learn React and learn Navi. frontarm.com/Navi. Okay, I think that's, I mean, I'll have to style it properly and everything, but that's a good start. So import about.mdx, which, oh, I forgot this. Okay, so the header can actually be a proper header now. It can be a site header along the top. A little bit, I guess, like what you'd have here. But I won't include the logo because that can just be part of the about page. I'll let people add their own logo because, you know, it's fun adding a logo. So I think I can leave this header here and just get rid of this image. Next, and that's good as well because that, let's just call it my app. People can change that easily. Render not found, that's simple. Let's just leave that how it is. And we've already got an app at the top. We've got an app header. I mean, these are going to need to be restyled, but they should work. Okay. I think that's... Oh, we don't need logo anymore. So we've got nav loading, nav provider, nav route. Oh, no. There's one more thing I should probably add, which is a loading bar, because one of the cool things about Navi is my computer is struggling, my old computer, with streaming, so it's going a little bit slow. But one of the things about Navi is that if you've got a slow loading page, you click a link and it'll I mean, it gives you this loading state which you can display how you like, but I have this loading indicator at the top. So I don't think I actually want to import React Busy Indicator as part of the package. I could, but it might be better to just I think inline that. But I do want to have a busy indicator because I mean look at this. This is the whole point of having this routing library, is you can load async content and it just works, and you get these nice loading indicators and stuff for basically for free. So let's show that off. So loading component goes here, and then this loading state is available anywhere inside. So for the moment, I will add a loading bar, but I'm just going to do something dumb and say making quotes. Yeah, something dumb like that. It should at least show that it's working, right? Okay. And then I can style that later. So I'll do the tests. I mean, it should just work, right? That test. Service worker, I can just leave as is. So I think the last thing I've got to change is, what's this? Nav provider. Right, so I haven't actually finished off the code yet. I actually have to pass in a nav provider, which I can do by just, well, I'm gonna use this version because the one I just showed you works, but doesn't work with static rendering. I need this. So if I go into index.js and just replace this. See, my example doesn't include the service worker because I honestly not a huge fan. It doesn't include index. Let's do it this way. So I'm going to include index.js to just match up with React, and I'm going to include the service worker to do the same. I'm going to use semicolons even though I don't like them because better to keep the same style. I probably should add semicolons elsewhere. I probably should use Prettier to do it, but never mind. I'll do that later. I just want to get it working. Okay. I have nice comments just like the rest of Create React App. Create redirect is not defined. Okay, so that's an easy fix. usually how I do this is instead of manually importing these, I just I mean, I don't even need that. I don't need this either because I have pushed it into here. This doesn't have a nav link anymore. And I mean, it doesn't make sense to make these nav links because the thing about nav link, this component I was importing from React Navi, is it is for navigating within your website. It uses push state, but these are just going externally, so they can just be normal A tags. I probably should have a separate page somewhere, just so you have two pages and can navigate between them in the sort of initial template, but I'll do that once I've got it working. Okay, I got distracted. So this is how I do this. I just import everything and then do navi.create page, a little bit like you do navi.create element. Okay, so this is with one of the quirks of MDX is if you're using these tags like this, you actually need to treat them as separate. Expected corresponding change closing tag for MDX tag. That's weird. Where did that come from? Okay, well, let's get it working without those links first. Cannot call a class as a function. Import about.mdx. So this should return a component. Up. Oh, that's weird. This is not where I expected to get stuck. MDX content. Is the MDX exporting a class? That'd be weird. No, but I just had MDX working, right? Well, there's one way to find out. Module default, that's a function. Nav route was not ever, yeah, well that's because I haven't returned it. Oh dear. Let's I wonder. So what did this originally look like? Was it an image? Was that SVG an image tag, or are they inlining it? No, it was an image tag. Okay, well let's just try removing things from the MDX until it works. Oh wow, that doesn't even work. MDX content. I am not sure at all what's going on here. This is really weird. So get content. I mean, if I do this, then this is gonna, well, that works. So what's happening is that for some reason MDX is returning a class, whereas I am used to MDX returning a function. And I don't know why MDX is suddenly returning a class. It could be something about the way I've set up React scripts MDX, but never mind. I think the correct fix here is because getContent should be able to render a component even if it's a class component. So I think what I need to do here is I need to actually fix React Navi itself, and I need to make it so that when navroute finds a component, when it finds something that is an instance of React.component, then it should create an element. So if output route and output the route the content, if type of content equals a function, if it's an element. So I need to actually see the node modules. Is this, where is Navi? Yeah. And pass in the route as props. Otherwise, oh no, I see why I'm doing this now. I mean, if it's a function, then render. No, I don't see why I'm doing this. Yeah. Okay, so this should fix it so that Navi will now support class components as content as well as function components. And I should I'm trying to be too clever here. Just do that. So if content is a component, then create an element from that component passing the route as props. Otherwise, just render it. Embarrassingly, React Navi doesn't have any tests at the moment, so I'm just gonna test this by linking it in here. I'm gonna have to build it too. Navi itself has tests. React Navi doesn't yet. So if you'd like to contribute some tests, I'd be really happy. No, that didn't work. TypeScript is complaining for some reason. TypeScript is like, nah mate, content isn't a component, so my types are probably wrong. content could be anything. I think this is one of those times where just chucking in as any for type to make TypeScript happy is actually the correct way of doing things. So let's build it. Okay, that's almost done. Then once that's done, I'll go in and I gotta restart the server. So back into create React site, then into Navi site. Then I think we've already linked it in, so I just do yarn start this up. That works, but that should work, I think. Or it was working before. I've got to remove my shitty fix that I made. So what should happen is that get content, you should be able to just return an actual React component or a promise to a React component as it is in this case, and it should still work. Nope. But I'll bet you the reason that this is not working is because they are both using different React packages, because I linked it in, which is a pain in the ass. But I think I can fix that by going into node modules. I think I can fix this, or I'm going to break it more, or I'm going to fix it and just removing React, because there's another version of React in the parent node modules. And if I remove this one, then it should use that one. Famous last words. Well, that didn't work, did it? And now they're using the same React. Okay, let's go into React Navi. This is really weird. I've never had this problem before. I mean, of course, the first time I actually start streaming, it's gonna actually do this, because I've always been able to just return imported Markdown components, but I must have made a change to how things are compiled, or maybe it's a new version of MDX. I don't know. So what I'm gonna do, because I've just started up a watching build server for this, so I can log stuff to the console from within NavRoute, and I do believe that I should be able to be like, hi, how's it going? And that should come up in the console. Yeah, okay, so I mean the new code path is being called. If type of content is function, let's see if that's happening. Yeah, so the type of content is a function, but apparently it's not an instance of React.component. Why would that be? There's no React here, so I'm not using the wrong version of React. There is no React here, because I just removed it. There's no React, I mean there could be one here, but there's not. So I think they're all using the same version of React, but let's just, let's try this. MDX content, it's a bloody function. It's not. No, but it does inherit from React component, because that's just how Babel compiles it. React component is probably a assign to this somewhere further down. Yeah, so MDX content is a class, but it does not, it's not an instance of React component. And this is where I pull up Dan Avramov's new blog, because he just wrote a piece on this. How does React tell a class from a function? Thanks, Dan. Now, I recall reading that it was instance of. And I know that when I wrote something like React, I personally used instance of. That doesn't mean that they're using it. Well, maybe I need to do prototype. No. Maybe I need to do this. I don't know what I'm doing here. I could probably read up on it and figure it out. Oh, yeah, there we go. It works. Yeah, I've done this before, but it's like I mess with prototypes very infrequently, so I can't remember exactly how they work. And sometimes it's easier just to like throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. And this stuck because now it works. And I mean, I found it from this blog, so I'm just gonna say that's okay. That's okay. Because Dan knows what he's talking about. And I haven't read it, but yeah, I'll read it later and make sure. But you know, if you want to read the blog, you should probably read it yourself instead of me reading it to you. Okay, so that's good. Let's make sure I haven't got any stray console logs there. So I still need to make this change, and I still need to fix the template, but at least I seem to have gotten everything mostly working. This is something I need to make the script do. This is okay. Yeah, so this is kind of like our template. It needs some better styling. It probably needs another page. What should I call the other page? Does anyone want to? Oh, sorry. Hi Alexander. Hi Alexander. I didn't see the chat. I had scrolled down on accident. So what should I call? What should I call the other page? Because I think I need 2 pages to be able to like show that you know, you can navigate. But I don't know what to call it. I really don't like coming up with names. Maybe we don't need to have a redirect. Maybe we just have like a home page or a landing page or an index page or whatever you want to call it. I think that might be better, just to show people how things work. So let's do this. So we've got index.mdx, and it'll be like call it. Yeah. Okay, this is better. I'll create index.mdx here. About so let's copy this into here. And I just had a terrible idea. But we could have like about React, create React app, and about Navi. No, that's a terrible idea. I'm right. Let's not do that. Let's just make it simple. I'm just going to copy this into both pages and think about what I'm going to put in them later. And if I open this up, now I think I can click this and it will load the other page, and you can see the URL, well, changed once. I need links between them. That's how they can differ. So, hey, that's another thing I should do in the template. MDX provides this thing called a provider. It provides a provider. That was not on purpose. I'm sorry. So if I import mdx.js/tag and take provider out of it, then it actually lets me set the components which are used to render different markdown features. So I think I will put this directly around the route. That way I can tell MDX. So for A tags, or for, you know, for links, I want to use navlink to render them so that it uses push state. And that way we can say here we go. Just like on Rails, they had the old, you know, getting started page when you created a new thing. We can have create React site. People know they can delete that because then I can put a link to that here. With a double arrow. And that is just, what did I call it? Create React site. There we go. So I need to import the Navi logo, which I'll put in here later. And you know what, stuff it. I'm not even going to bother with directories. I'm just going to put it all in pages. I think that's better because people can decide. They're going to delete the logo anyway. Yeah. And the layout already has like a link back to the home page, so I don't need a specific link within this page. I'm happy with that. So now if I open it up, I can go to my app. Ah, here we go, and I can go back. I could if I could click it. I don't know what the styles are doing there. Okay, let's do something about this. Where is 100? Why is the header 100 VH? There we go. My app, which is not clickable for some reason, and about create React site. There you go. You can go between pages. I think it's because this thing here is spinning, and like if I open up the dev tools, you're gonna see that the box is like spinning over it at sometimes, so you can click it sometimes and not at other times. Wow, that's a really weird bug. Okay, so I'm gonna put a Z index on the header. Which is just a really funny thing to do because, you know, it's gonna come back. I know it's gonna come back, and well, the header is usually on top anyway. And maybe I'll just remove this from this page so that you don't have the problem. I mean, I'll remove this from the one. Now, but we need the spinny thing on the front page. You know, this is less about coding it now and more about how I'm going to set up these pages. So let's go back to, I can do the pages later. I can figure out how I'm going to set them up. The main thing is it works. Actually, there's one more thing I want to add. Is I want to add some loading thing. So to do that, so I'm going to go into the pages directory, and I'm going to add some delay to these just to simulate what happens in the real world. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Or am I? I'll do it to this one because people are going to delete this one. And this is the first link they'll click, so it'll show the loading spinner that way. I won't do it on this one because then some people might not know why the delay is there and they might remove the delay. Oh wait. Set timeout resolve. Okay, so there's a 1,000 second delay when someone clicks that link. And that should already work. If I don't put an extra bracket in. So when I click on this, yeah, you saw the yo I'm loading came up for a sec. Okay, and I can actually do a much nicer loading indicator using the stuff in here. So I'm just going to add that to app.css. Call it app.loading. We'll call the animation app loading. And for the color, what else have I got in here? So if it's busy, I add this. So I need to have, okay, so there's two more things I need to add. I need to make an app loading indicator. Let's just call it .active. So the app loading indicator div is always going to be there. And what's the navy color again? Yeah, so the app loading indicators are always there. And then when you add an active class to it, then it translates it. So it moves it down into the page, it fades it in. And I think I like 333 milliseconds. So basically if the page is loading for more than 333 milliseconds, then this loading indicator will be displayed by moving it, like translating it into the page and fading it in. Now this image this grade, so the image is like an overlay over a color, and the image can be moved to make it like some animation. And then so all I need to do is remember what the navy color is, which is in busy indicator somewhere. It's a default color. There we go. Then I need to add the markup, of course. So that would be something like name equals app loading indicator, then I don't, and if is loading is true, then it'll have an active class as well. Okay. There we go. And now it's got a loading indicator. So that's a good base. So what I should be able to do is I should be able to just copy this into yeah, I'm just gonna copy this into the template directory that I've already got. Give me a moment, I'm going to do this on another screen. So that goes in Navi scripts, template. Maybe I should delete node modules before I copy it. Let's try this again. So I want to copy everything other than node modules because it's super heavy. There we go. I need to copy git ignore as well. I'll do that in the console. Okay. Now if I have a look in React or Navi scripts in template, now we have this template. Oh no, okay. I still have that right here. And I should be able to just I'm not going to delete this Navi site just yet, but I should be able to do another create site. Right, all the way back here. I should be able to go the same thing I just did earlier, and it should actually give me that site I've just created. Where is it? Here we go. Navi site 2. And if that works, then I guess what I'll do is I'm going to have to create a TypeScript version, but that shouldn't be hard. So first I will get the change to package.json working, and then I'll finish this off, and then I'll make the TypeScript version once I've finished off this template. This is actually going a lot better than I expected it to. I thought this was going to take me all night, but it looks like it's working really well, which I'm pretty happy about. Is that still going? There we go. Oh no, no such file or directory. I see. So what's happened is that the template is actually called git ignore, not .git ignore. I hope this works. I hope I don't have to like list out all the files individually, because that would just be really sad. Let's see. Let's see. So while that's going, I'll just have a look over here on this other monitor for a sec. Oh, this is killing my old machine. Everything is going really laggy. I think I need an upgrade, but I really don't want any of the new MacBooks. I'm quite happy with my old one, but I might have to get one if I'm gonna start live streaming a bit more, because this is so slow. My trusty old 2013. That's like 5 years old. I think it's the oldest computer I've ever owned, because, you know, 5 years ago, if you were using a 5-year-old computer, it would have been quite a lot slower than like a brand new one. Whereas nowadays, if you're using a 5-year-old computer, it's not that much different. But fingers crossed. Let's see if this works. Nope. But you know what it is. I know what it is. It's I haven't actually published that that new version of React Navi yet. So let's do that, because I think I can do that right now. I've already built it. Yeah, let's just do this. And once I've published it, the next time I create this app, it should just work, I think. So I think I should not say that or jinx myself. But I think I can move on to the next task, which is making that change to package.json. So all this is doing is it's just mutating package.json and then doing write file sync after stringifying it. I can do that myself. That's super easy to do. So let's do that and create React site after we've you can see like it's appearing as like unhighlighted text for like a second, because it's just this machine is dying. So what was it called? I think it was like run node. No. Okay, that's worked. My phone has just told me that it's worked. Execute node script. So after execute node script, I can do this. I can read in whatever app package is, which is just this. And I don't think I have like app path just yet, but I do know where it's being generated, right? Because I mean that's where that package.json is being created from here. This is gonna be easy. Doing this. This is terrible. Create React site. Install. I've lost my place. Right, that's what I'm doing. I'm looking for where is the current directory. Oh, here we go. We're already writing file sync. It's this root. So is root being passed in here? It is. That means I can just do yeah, I can just do root. There we go. So that's the loading app package. Then I'm gonna change this a little. I'm gonna do navi scripts build, and I'm gonna add serve. Nope, serve. This little thing going across the code, it's still looking for that function that's in this. Oh no, even that's not gonna fix it. Is that just like gonna keep doing that until I close VS Code? Oh dear. Okay, so I don't need to change anything else. Now I just need to write it to root package.json app package and os.eol. Is that? I've never used OS before. I guess it makes sense to oh, it's already okay. Let's try this. I've published the new version. I've added this. No, not yarn start. I want to create Navi site too. So with any luck, this should actually create a working site with like static build all set up and everything. I mean, with a lot of luck, not with any luck, because things never work the first time. I'm not. This is the first time. I'm just rambling. Okay, I'm gonna close this VS Code window because it seems to have gotten a little stuck. What's this? This was my to-do list, wasn't it? Add React template and React. Well, I haven't added the TypeScript one, but I think this is close enough to done that I can just get rid of my to-do list now. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Installing React and React DOM using yarn package. Let's have a look. What has it created for us? It added my scripts. It's done it. We're unable to detect target browsers. Huh? Huh? I'm gonna compare. Let's compare the two the two packages of JSONs. This is the one. So for some reason, I know why. So I've removed these things because I was like, yeah, I don't need these, but I I don't get this, because this should be... I mean, this is writing its version of stuff. And I'm waiting till that's finished, so that should be the one I read. So that should already be in there, but let's just see if the build works. Okay, so this works. Once this spinning thing gets out of the way, this works. I'm gonna need to fix that. Okay, that all works. Let's try build. So if this works as I hope it does, then it should create 2 HTML files. It should create the normal index.html, but it should also create a create react site.html, or like it'll be an index.html in a create react site directory. Ha. Nope. Why is that? Unexpected token. I think I've messed up. I tested this in development, but I must not have tested it well enough in the production build. Oops. Oopsie daisy. Okay, so I think this is because I've copied this and I've removed this some stuff. But what this means is that it's compiling Markdown to JSX, but it's not compiling JSX to JavaScript. And unfortunately, that's in a different branch. So in this older version of Create React app, they've actually got 2 Webpack configs, one for development and one for production. And so what must have happened is my modification for the development one worked, but my modification for the production one didn't work. Which is a little odd. I mean, I made some tests and I ran them, but they must not have covered it. So I see. I've copied this block, but I should have copied this block. This doesn't do JavaScript. It only does. I mean, it doesn't do JSX. It only does JavaScript. Oh, this is embarrassing. Running the tests on this takes forever. So I'm just gonna do like a. Just gonna publish it. Should be right. This preset includes JSX Flow TypeScript and some ES Next features because we're doing Babel preset React app, whereas this one is just Babel preset React app / dependencies. And if I have a look here, yeah. So I'm not using JSX. I'm not compiling JSX. Huh, I'm surprised the tests passed then. Oh no. I see why. It's because I removed this whole block because I was like, yeah, I can just, if it's remove unchecked, I can remove it, but I shouldn't have done that. Well, that's what you get for trying to be clever, I guess. So I'm going to publish a new version of this. Yeah, I'm just going to publish it, even though, you know, you should do proper testing first, but I'm pretty sure that's the issue, and it's not like anyone is actually using this because it doesn't bloody work at the moment, and I only published it like 2 hours ago, so okay. Now this had a kind of funny way of publishing. I first have to, because this is just a fork of, you know, React, it's Create React app itself, so I got the whole kit and caboodle. So first I gotta do this, which takes a second, and then I've got to do actually do npm run publish. But you know what, this is going to complain about my modifications if I don't commit them first, because that seems to be how it works. Actually, I'm just going to do this, and I'll come back and have a look in a minute, because this takes forever. Okay, so back here. So one problem I was having is that for some reason, when I do this, I think I know the problem now. It's because I'm doing require, and it's already been required, so I have to require it again. I have to read it again, and I mean, I think there must be a way of doing it with require, but it's probably going to be easier to just do like read file sync and pass it like this. JSON.pass, because that way we're telling it read it now, don't just require it, because if you do require and it's been required before, it'll use the old version. So I think this should be better. So, I mean, this is once this is done, I should be able to just do a yarn install with a new version of Create React script. So, I mean, well, React scripts MDX. So I think I can just test this by creating another new site. And I'm glad I didn't remove the original one, because that let me compare the package.json, so I'm not going to remove it just yet. Okay, let's generate this again. I'm gonna check the contributors guide for Create React App and make sure that I'm doing this release thing properly. I'm not a contributor, but their guide is helpful for figuring out how to use the to use the code that they've got. Actually, I did contribute, or I did add a pull request today to fix a bug with the tests that happened for me, but you know, well, yeah, hasn't been merged yet or anything. Okay, that looks right. That's what I did. I did yarn compile log file and npm run publish. Okay, so that's right. And then I need to do this. Okay, cool. That's published. Now what I want to do is I want to go to that app I just installed, created, and I want to update React Scripts MDX to this. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. It worked. And then I guess I just want to build. What? What? I messed something up there. I yarn installed in create react site. I didn't yarn install in Navi site. I think we're about there. Oh, there we go. So use create react app renderer, generate index.html, generate create react site / index.html. Then if I do serve, it'll load a server on port 3000 so I can view those files. Then if I open up Chrome and go, well, if I just load this up, hey, statically generated HTML with title. It works. Yay! It works. That's fucking awesome. So all I need to do now is I need to clean up the templates. So I mean, this is pretty ugly, and I've got this spinning blocking mask problem. Like, it's okay in the create react app version because there's no links that you have to click, but here it's gonna be really confusing if you can only click my app sometimes. So I'm gonna have to fix this, but everything works. So you can type create react site, and as soon as I've got these templates working, then it'll be done. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there for tonight because my computer is grinding to a halt with this live stream happening. But yeah, I'll fix up the templates and I will publish that later tonight. So thanks for watching. I hope it's been useful or interesting somehow. I'd love to hear what you think. So if you have any, well, if you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you think there's anything else I can do better or anything you'd like to learn, then just send me a tweet and I'll be doing more of these live streams. So if you'd like to see more, just subscribe and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.